Okay, let's think about this. Financial data, it's just exploding everywhere, right? Getting more complex, well, seemingly by the minute. How vital is accuracy and all that? I mean, can you even picture the chaos if things didn't line up? So today we're doing a deep dive. We're looking into a sector that's fast becoming absolutely essential for financial operations globally. That's the global reconciliation software market. And we're going to unpack what the numbers are telling us about this really critical, fast-growing industry.
Right. And at its core, reconciliation software,
Mm-hmm.
it's about much more than just matching numbers side by side. Think of it more like a financial detective, really. Making sure every transaction, every account, every statement is perfectly aligned. It's sort of the hidden guardian, spotting those discrepancies, preventing errors, even helping guard against fraud. It drives efficiency in a way that, honestly, manual methods just can't cope with anymore.
Absolutely. And for this deep dive, we've got some pretty striking insights. He's come from excerpts from Global Reconciliation Software Market Analysis. 2021-2033 projections by Cognitive Market Research. Now get ready for these numbers because they really paint a picture. The market value back in 2021, just over $1.5 billion, okay? Projected to hit nearly $2.8 billion by 2025. But here's the real standout number. It's expected to soar to an amazing $8.9 billion, roughly, by 2033. That works out to a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of about 15.5% for the whole market. Pretty significant.
Yeah, that CAGR, it's more than just a number on a page. It's a really clear signal, isn't it? A fundamental shift is happening. When we talk CAGR, we're looking at that smoothed out average annual growth over the whole period, right? It irons out the bumps year to year. And for a market to keep up nearly 15.5% growth year after year for well over a decade, that tells you businesses, institutions, they're moving decisively away from those old manual, time-sucking processes. It's a big shift in handling just vast amounts of financial data, which naturally makes you ask, where's all this incredible growth actually happening, geographically, I mean?
Good question. Let's start with North America, a financial heavyweight, obviously. It kicked in around $629 million back in 2021, the projection. Over $1.1 billion in 2025, and then rocketing up to more than $3.37 billion by 2033. It's holding a strong CGR, too, right around 15%. And no surprise, the U.S. is leading that charge, growing from about $528 million in 2021 to a projected $2.8 billion by 2033. That's a CIGR of nearly 14.9%.
Right. And within that, there's an interesting little story. The U.S. dominates in sheer size, of course.
Yes.
But Canada's CAGR is actually slightly higher, over 16%. That small difference, it might signal a faster sort of catch-up phase, maybe driven by, new regulations or perhaps a fintech boom pushing adoption quicker than even in the States. Mexico, too, showing really solid growth. Its market's expected to more than quadruple, heading towards over $271 million. It just underlines how essential this software is becoming right across North America, big or small markets.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about Europe then? Are we seeing similar kinds of patterns there, or is it a different story in those, more established financial centers?
Europe's market, starting from about $320 million in 2021, is also looking strong, set to reach nearly $1.7 billion by 2033. And the CAGR is solid, too, just under 15% at 14.96%. Germany is definitely a leader there. Projected growth from just over $61 million to almost $350 million by 2033. That's with a very strong CAGR, 15.75%, which clearly shows, a big push for efficiency and digital integrity in one of Europe's economic engines.
That's substantial, definitely. And beyond Germany, places
Yeah.
like the UK. Yeah, the UK shows similar strong growth, moving from about $48 million up to over $266 million. What's really interesting, though, is seeing these significant double-digit KGRs across so many countries: France, Italy, Spain, and even smaller but key financial hubs like Luxembourg. It's projected to more than quadruple its market, too, to over $21 million by 2033. It really does suggest, widespread adoption right across the continent.
It really does.
Yeah.
But if we step back and look globally, I think Asia-Pacific, it arguably stands out as the most dynamic growth area overall. It started at around $423 million in 2021, expected to surge past $2.6 billion by 2033, and it boasts the highest regional KGR we've seen, over 16.4%. China's leading that surge, a phenomenal 16.6% KGR, taking its market from, just over $111 million to more than $706 million.
Wow, okay, those Asia-Pacific numbers are genuinely impressive. And India, too, showing exceptional growth, from about $62 million rising to nearly $425 million, with an eye-popping 17.3% CAGR. That's one of the highest country rates we've mentioned so far.
Yeah.
What's fueling that kind of speed?
That's a great question, and it's really key to understanding the global picture, I think. The sheer volume of transactions, that's a massive driver, especially with the explosion in digital payments and e-commerce across Asia-Pacific. Think about places like India. You've got this push for financial inclusion combined with a rapidly digitizing economy. That means, well, just a staggering amount of data generated every single day. Trying to manually reconcile those complex high-volume flows, it's not feasible. So this software becomes critical, almost like infrastructure. And we're seeing strong growth elsewhere too. Japan and South Korea, Australia, Singapore, Southeast Asia. Singapore and Southeast Asia, actually, they're particularly notable, hitting over 16% and 17% CAGRs, respectively.
That context, yeah, that makes those numbers even more striking. Okay, shifting focus a bit. What's the data telling us about South America?
South America contributed around $101 million in 2021. It's projected to hit nearly $589 million by 2033. That's with a healthy CAGR too, 15.79%. Brazil's the leader there. Market expected to top $264 million by 2033, reflects its large and increasingly digital economy.
Right, and Argentina is showing real momentum there as well, moving from about $17 million to over $106 million. That's an impressive 16.4% CAGR. Meanwhile, the Middle East, their market totals roughly $72 million in 2021 and projected to reach over $419 million in 2033 with a 15.7% CAGR. Saudi Arabia is leading the way there, projected close to $106 million by 2033. And Turkey looks set to reach over $90 million with a 16% CAGR.
One key thing here is just how consistent the double-digit growth is across these really diverse emerging markets. It really points to a shared global need for financial integrity as economies grow and, well, digital transactions just become the norm. And finally, Africa. Started from a smaller base, sure, around $33 million in 2021, but it's expected to see its market expand quite a bit to over $192 million by 2033. That's with a 14.7% CAGR. South Africa is a key player there, obviously, growing from about $12 million to over $75 million by 2033.
So let's pull this all together. We've taken this deep dive into the global reconciliation software market, and we've seen this incredible growth path, right? From just over $1.5 billion in 2021, soaring towards nearly $9 billion by 2033. It really just highlights this accelerating global reliance on, well, automation and needing absolute precision in finance.
Exactly. And when you connect all those regional dots, it's clear, isn't it? While North America is still huge in value, regions like Asia-Pacific, South America, they're seeing particularly rapid expansion, often driven, like we said, by the sheer scale of digital change and rising financial complexity. Reconciliation software, it's not really a nice-to-have anymore. It's fast becoming essential, indispensable, really, across all sorts of economies, from the big established centers to rapidly developing markets.
And for you listening in, we really encourage you to think about the broader implications of this whole trend.
Yeah, it definitely makes you wonder, doesn't it? How might this accelerating adoption, this growth of reconciliation software, how might it fundamentally reshape the actual skills and roles needed inside finance departments globally? And maybe more importantly, what could that mean for the future of a career in finance? Something to think about.